Okay, well, thank you very much. Ito po si Nico. The programa niya is Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. And today is March 3 na po, no? March 3, the second day of Ramadan na puasa po. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you sa programa natin po ngayon. Today is Monday, start of a working day na naman po. Busy tayong lahat. And hope that this week will be a very fruitful one, no? A very fruitful one, and hope we will do our best to sabihin natin sa mga trabaho natin po. Let's give everything sa trabaho natin po para mga employers natin, no, will be happy with our performance, and if they are happy with our performance, then of course we can look forward for a promotion or increase of salary. Increase of salary, yeah. Ganon man yun po. So, today we will be discussing some topics na naman po, no? Regarding ang political situation dyan po sa Pilipinas. And at the same time, today I will be touching on another very important issue po, no? Regarding ang Pilipinas and regarding sa ibang nation po dito sa mundo. And this time around, I would start with ang programa natin po regarding ang gulo po, no? Hindi lang sa Pilipinas. Ang gulo po. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, ang gulo dyan po sa Russia at saka ang Ukraine. Daming mga nasyon interfering already po para maghinto na itong gera dyan sa Ukraine and ang Russia po, no? And yun na po, the United States of America under the leadership of or presidency of Donald Trump po, no? They are trying to do their level best to obtain itong ceasefire po. Kasi ang dami ng mga taong namatay po, no? And the country, ang Ukraine was severely damaged sa gera po. Ilan years na itong gera po? 3 years na po, no? When Russia invaded ang Ukraine. So, dami na mga casualties. And I think it's about time now na kailangan na po mag-ceasefire na po and find a long-term solutions para maghinto na ito. And magtulong na tayo po, no? Ang affected war victims dyan sa Ukraine, dyan sa Ukraine. Let's help them again recover ang buhay nila po, no? But a lot of issues, exchange of prisoners and all these things na is hampering itong negotiations to obtain a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. And just recently po, nagiging hot issue ito po sa mundo. Yesterday po, no? Hot issue ito po, wherein si Presidente ng Ukraine, si Zelensky, pumunta po sa United States and talk to the newly elected president, si Donald Trump. And they discuss about paano to come out with a best long-term solution to solve the problem. Hopefully po, no? Hopefully, we are going, or they will be able to find a long-term solution to solve or address this problem. To start with, mayroon na ceasefire po and slowly recover po ang mga buhay ng mga war victims po dyan sa conflict between Russia and Ukraine. But unfortunately po, during the meeting between Trump and Zelensky, no, dyan sa Oval Office ng Presidente Trump, medyo hindi maganda nangyari po, no? May konting discussion sila po, heated exchange of words po, and it became a very very hot issue po, not only sa sabihin natin sa mga politicians, but also ang mga media din po, sa sa international, ang mga international media po. Now they are sabihin natin discussing about this issue between Zelensky, Putin, and Trump, as well as ang European leaders po, no? European leaders, and sana po, I hope that they will be able to come in one thinking, united solution po to solve this problem. So I will share with you a video clip which I managed to record itong conversation or discussion, heated discussion between Trump and Zelensky, ang presidente ng Ukraine, as well as nandyan din po ang or sa meeting ang Vice President ni Trump, si Vice President Vance. And let's listen to this conversation or discussion that transpired during the meeting between these leaders. Okay? So, let's listen to this. Hold on. I will try to give you itong and listen carefully po, no? Because it involves ang Pilipinas din po. Should anything o sabihin tayo further prolong itong gera between Russia and Ukraine, now ang Philippines will also be affected, will continue to be affected. In fact, when the war started 3 years ago, hanggang ngayon po, ang Pilipinas is also affected in terms of many aspects. Economy po, no, is one very important aspect which Philippines na being affected po sa gera between Russia and Ukraine. So let's listen to this video clip that I prepared for all of you po, no? For all of you. Saan ito? Exchange of words between Trump and Zelensky. Zelensky, 638. 638. Hold on. Let's listen to this and listen carefully po. Watch and listen carefully po ang exchange of words ng leaders, US and Presidente ng Ukraine, si Zelensky. Hold on, Hold on. Ano tayo? Full screen yata tayo. Mas maganda yata kung mag-full screen tayo ito. Para at least... Hold on, Ito po. Mag-full screen tayo. Para mas okay na okay po ang dating sa inyo po. Itong discussion between dyan po si President Trump and nakita ninyo po naka-black si President Zelensky and ang Vice President ni Trump si Vance, Vice President Vance. Nandito po. Nandito. In fact, mayroon pa silang issue dyan po. When you go and meet the President of United States, which is the number one leader sa mundo po, kailangan ang dress code po, no? Ang dress code must be formal. But unfortunately, or according to Zelensky, he is using this kind of outfit dahil po gera pa ang Ukraine. Gera pa ang Ukraine. So, nandito po ang discussion between the leaders. Listen, watch carefully.
Problems we have. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and it happens to be right
From
about
the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives
of
of
the world.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What you're
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What you're
World
speaking
War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to you.
Far more than a lot of people said
I'm very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot of
answer?
talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
We are
coming out
staying-
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank
president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military equipment.
You
And you
voted
met
for
up
your
brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
To say thank you.
I
except-
said a lot of
except
times
that
here
there- except
to
that-
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
the-
running
I
low on
know.
soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go, and I wanted this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting
Of
killed.
course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a
But I
ceasefire.
said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That wasn't
is
with me.
It
That was
doesn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to this Vice President. Sorry,
It's going to be a tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change.
what if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
What if
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
broken
What if they
ceasefire.
broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
Okay, that's it, mga kaibigan, no? Mga kaibigan dito sa Malaysia, mga countrymen ko po dito sa Malaysia, particularly dito sa Sabah, and very specific dito po sa, sabihin natin, the city, Kota Kinabalu City po. Yon po ang discussion between, exchange of words between Zelensky, Trump, President Trump, and his Vice Presidency Vance during the press conference held yesterday po dyan sa Amerika po, no? Medyo mainit ang discussion nila, and nakikita natin po ang body language ni Zelensky, and the leaders dyan po sa Amerika are not happy with the manner si Zelensky was responding to the statement of President Trump. And yun po ang sitwasyon ngayon, and it has become a very hot issue po. Shoutout muna tayo po kay Melvin Aguiar, who is watching my program. Sabi niya, yelling each other. Yes, yelling each other po, no? Yelling each other. So, nakita natin po na may hindi lang ang Pilipinas may problema din ang mundo. Ang mundo, especially itong very unfortunate catastrophe, no? Ang gera between Putin and Zelensky, ang gera between Russia and Ukraine, which has been going on for how many years already po? Coming to 4 years na po, no? 4 years na ba? And dami na po tayo, dami na mga tao na matay. Ang lugar ng Ukraine really damage po, and it's about time na maghinto na po itong or put an end to this war po, no? To this war. And President Trump is trying his level best to mediate, to come in and look for a solution. Ceasefire muna po ang solution, and from there they will start ang peaceful negotiations para maghinto na ito pong number of millions of people being displaced, millions of people being or died, no, during the war. So ito na po, no? Ito na po. Now another issue si Zelensky mentioned is that he's willing to step down. He's willing to step down, resign na po for the sake of peace sa country niya po, no? But mayroon mga condition po, may mga condition. And ang United States was saying also, do not delay the election dyan sa Ukraine, no? Dyan sa Ukraine, kasi this is to show that there is democracy po. Let's listen to this report coming from the international media po, no, regarding the issue. Saan na yon? Anong number yon? 621. Let's listen to this also. Shout out again kay Melvin Aguiar, and of course to Mary Lou Pentojo, and Ruben Castillo, and Arthur Enriquez, and others who are watching my program today dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Today is Monday, March 3rd na po. Let's listen to this. Hold on, mag-full screen din tayo. Sandali, ha? Sandali po. Full screen din tayo. Let's listen to this.
As we mentioned, the president of Ukraine has revealed his plan for liberation from Russian occupation. Zelensky announced that he would resign from his current presidential post if Ukraine joins NATO.
Друга історія, можу поміняти це на НАТО. Якщо є такі умови одразу.
At a press conference in Kiev, Volodymyr Zelensky listed the conditions for his resignation from the presidency, saying that he was ready if it meant peace for Ukraine.
З останнього. Якщо мир для України, якщо вам дуже потрібно, щоб я залишив свій пост, я готовий.
Stating that his priority is to ensure Ukraine's security, Zelensky admitted that he does not want to be the head of the Kiev government for a long time, stating that joining NATO is the best option for this. It was also noteworthy that the Ukrainian leader made this statement on the third anniversary of the war. Moreover, Zelensky's promise to resign if Ukraine joins NATO came just days after United States President Donald Trump accused him of not making a choice.
A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Gotta move fast, because
Trump reminded Zelensky that he urgently needed to hold elections on democratic grounds. But Volodymyr Zelensky said that the elections were postponed because his country was in wartime. Now, the Ukrainian leader is talking about resignation. If the resignation is exchanged for NATO membership, we may never see Zelensky at the head of the Kiev regime again. Of course, this resignation announcement by the Ukrainian leader will probably have a big repercussion on the Russian side as well. After all, one of the most critical red lines of Kremlin leader Vladimir Putin is Ukraine's non-accession to NATO. In fact, according to the Moscow regime, this is one of the main reasons for the war. Putin claims that he does not want to see a NATO military force near his borders. The Russian leader has even hinted that this would prolong the war. Putin has repeatedly said that if Ukraine joins NATO, the war will be much wider. In other words, according to Putin, the possibility of Ukraine joining the international military alliance would escalate the war completely. But is there such a possibility now? In other words, will Ukraine be able to join NATO? There are important United States assessments on this issue. At a meeting of the Ukrainian Defense Liaison Group earlier this month, United States Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that the United States does not believe that Ukraine's NATO membership is a realistic outcome of a negotiated end to the war. In response to this comment, Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky said he was confident of continued United States support, but did not want any deal with Washington that would be to Kiev's detriment. Since the United States position on this issue is quite clear, Zelensky has increased his demands to the Trump regime, stating that he agreed with Trump that the war must end as soon as possible. Zelensky announced that he expected his United States counterpart to show understanding and compassion towards his country, which was attacked by Russia. According to Zelensky, Trump's security guarantees are essential, and economic agreements are part of that security. However, Zelensky also made it clear that the first draft of an agreement on the United States' share of Ukraine's valuable raw materials does not meet the requirements. Volodymyr Zelensky made the important assessment that there is a lot to talk about, including gas and oil, but Ukraine must receive security in return. The Ukrainian leader's remarks raise the possibility of some very striking details. Considering Zelensky's statements on natural resources, Volodymyr Zelensky could resign from his post and leave it to someone else if the United States and Ukraine agree on this issue. However, according to Zelensky, in exchange for this deal, Ukraine would have to join NATO. For its part, the United States wanted to declare part of its support in recent years as a retroactive loan. Zelensky, on the other hand, argued that they could not accept financial aid as a loan, but that Ukraine could pay much more. In other words, Volodymyr Zelensky's entire plan seems to be based on Ukraine becoming a full member of NATO. But what will change if Ukraine joins NATO? What scenarios will this membership create for Russia? In fact, NATO's founding purpose is exactly in line with the freedom doctrine that Ukraine is demanding. NATO's primary purpose was to prevent the expansion of the former Soviet Union in Europe, which consisted of communist republics, including Russia. Members agree that if one of them is attacked, the others must help defend it. This is based on NATO's Article 5. NATO does not have its own army, but member states can take collective military action in response to crises. NATO has 32 members in Europe and North America. They comprise 12 founding countries and 20 countries that have joined since 1949. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, several Eastern European countries became members, including Albania Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia. Finland, which has a land border with Russia of 1,340 kilometers, or 832 miles, joined in April 2023. Sweden became a member in March 2024. Sweden then joined the International Military Alliance, bringing even more Scandinavian power to NATO. Kiev wants to join NATO in order to benefit from all these advantages, especially Article 5. Since the occupation began 3 years ago, Russia has strengthened its cooperation with China, Iran, and North Korea, who share Moscow's commitment to undermine the existing rules-based world order.
Okay, that's it. Narinig natin po, no? You heard ang kondisyon ni, or one of the conditions of Zelensky is that he's going to step down. He will resign as president of Ukraine, provided Ukraine will be part of NATO. And remember, the reason behind, one of the major reasons behind why Russia attacked Ukraine, it is because of the plan for Ukraine to be part of NATO po, no? So Russia, Putin doesn't agree with this kind of an idea. Ganon yan po, no? Ganon yan po. So, ano kaya po ang resulta po dyan sa conflict nila po, no? Will the war, more than 3 years already po, will come to an end? Or ano ba? And of course, ang presidente ng Amerika, si President Biden, Trump is trying his level best to, sabihin natin, come up with a ceasefire, agreement between Russia and Ukraine to come up with a ceasefire. Dahil po, no, dami na, a lot of people that died already, millions of people died, and the country, Ukraine country, is totally damaged because of the war. Let's pray po, sana lang po, the war will end po. Ang dami pa mga problema ang Israel, ang gera din sa Israel against ang kalaban nila po, no? Ito pa isang problema, and during the campaign period, Trump was saying that he will do his level best to make sure that the world be peaceful. Peaceful po. Will he achieve his desired noble objectives for the world? Because America, Trump is the number one leader ngayon po sa mundo. So let's pray and hope that this world will be a wonderful world, will be a peaceful world once again po. No? And stop itong mga conflict that we are experiencing. And at the same time, of course, as what I said, the Philippines, anything that happens between, or any decisions made by United States, no, in many aspects, no, Philippines will be affected directly or indirectly. And everybody knows, during the time of President Biden, ang president natin, si Bongbong Marcos Jr., is really inclined with the U.S. administration or Biden administration. But it seems now totally changed, no? Ang presidente ngayon ng U.S. is Trump, and come to think of it, Trump and former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte are friends po, no? And parang in parallel ang way of thinking ni Trump at saka ni Digong po. So, tungkol naman sa mga measures, sa mga economic measures, mga military aspects ng US, no? In terms of financing or extending financial assistance to other countries, now Philippines will be also affected. And let me share you ang comment ng former senior justice natin po, si Antonio Acarpio, regarding itong issue na Trump is taking some stringent measures when it comes to financial assistance to other countries po. Let's listen to Justice Antonio Carpio po. Antonio Carpio. Let's listen to this. Hold on. Let's listen to this.
The Philippine
Hold on, ha?
The Philippine Congress must forego their humongous annual pork barrel for the next 25 years if the Philippines has to modernize its armed forces to defend the West Philippine Sea.
Ito ang panawagan at hamon ni retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Antonio Carpio sa mga kongresista ilang oras matapos ang pagtatalo ni na US President Donald Trump at Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sa White House. Giit ni Carpio, kailangan ng Pilipinas ng malaking pondo para kayanin ng bansa na bayaran ang pagpapalakas ng Armed Forces of the Philippines kung sakaling putulin din ng Amerika ang suporta nito sa Pilipinas. Bukod kasi sa tahasang pamipilit ni Trump kay Zelensky na makipag-ayos na kay Russian President Vladimir Putin sa kabila ng patuloy na pananakop ng Russia, tumanggi rin ang US na suportahan ang isang United Nations resolution na kumukondena sa panggigipit ng Russia sa Ukraine.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly the issue.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not playing cards.
Right now, you don't
When I
you're
see
playing
this,
cards.
Mr. President,
You're
I
playing
wear
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
Ayon kay Carpio, hudyat ito ng Estados Unidos sa ilalim ni Trump ay kayang iwanan at talikuran ang mga kaalyado nito, kabilang na ang Pilipinas.
The existing international order is changing for the worse. Alliances are shifting or even breaking down. Members of the Philippine Congress must stop reducing the budget for the AFP, Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization, to increase their own pork barrel. The Philippines must prepare for the worst by strengthening its self-defense capability at all cost, while hoping for the best.
Pero para sa defense expert na si Dr. Carlyle Thayer, hindi basta-basta bibitawan ng Amerika ang mga kasunduan nito sa Pilipinas. Dahil malaki ang pakinabang nila sa Pilipinas pagdating sa pagpigil sa patuloy na pangangamkam ng China ng teritoryo sa Asia.
For the Philippines, it's necessary because it's, to quote a thing on Australia, it's a suitable piece of real estate. But at the moment, the Philippines is instrumental to the Trump strategy of trying to make China accept the pecking order. There is utility of keeping working relations with the Philippines. The debate has to be, can you trust America?
Noong 2024, nagpasya ang Amerika sa ilalim ni dating US President Joe Biden na maglaan ng $500 million para sa defense modernization program ng Pilipinas para matulungan ang bansa na pigilan ang China sa mga iligal na aktibidad at panggigipit nito sa West Philippine Sea. Bagamat inanunsyo ng Estados Unidos na ititigil na nito ang pagbibigay ng ayuda sa mga ibang bansa simula ngayong taon, hindi kasali dito ang para sa defense projects. Pero hindi malinaw kung kasama ba dito ang pangakong pondo para sa pag-upgrade ng AFP. Ayon sa isang political analyst, kailangang maging maingat si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa pakikipag-ugnayan kay Trump.
We have to be careful with how we deal with the U.S. government, given that, number one, it is likely that, the U.S. government will become more unpredictable with its commitments. Any statement kasi that would, antagonize or that would paint the U.S. government under Trump in a negative way might be used against us in the future.
Pero ayon kay Aguirre, kung aabandonahin man ng US ang Pilipinas, hindi dapat mangamba ang mga Pilipino. Lalo't may mga ibang bansa pang sumusuporta sa posisyon ng Pilipinas kontra sa iligal na pangangamkam ng China sa halos buong West Philippine Sea.
This crisis, this would be an opportunity for other states to come in and, parang salvage situation. Itong isolationist, protectionist, parang parang policy ng US, it will hurt them in the long run.
Sa gitna ng tensyon sa pagitan ng mga leader ng Amerika at Ukraine, nagpahayag ang UK, Australia, Canada at European countries na patuloy nilang susuportahan ang Ukraine laban sa Russia. Pero ang Malacanang sa ngayon ay tikom pa rin ang bibig sa usapin at posibleng epekto nito sa Pilipinas. Katrina Domingo, ABS-CBN News.
Okay, yun po ang statement ni Justice Antonio Carpio po regarding ang sitwasyon ng Pilipinas. Now that mayroon na po ang bagong presidente ng US, si President Trump, no? He has been calling or is calling, si Carpio is calling ang mga congressmen natin, mga lawmakers natin na abandon na ang pork barrel po and do not slash ang military budget, no, ng Pilipinas because we have to upgrade ang natin, ang level up ang natin, ang military equipments natin po, no, ang force natin. In the event that something happens, at least the military will be in a position to, in whatever ways, defend, secure ang mga Filipinos po. And yun po ang advice ng mga sabihin natin elected politicians natin po, no? And they are reminding our president, si President Bongbong Marcos, to be careful in dealing with this situation po, no? This situation. Okay, from US, now let's go to the Philippines. Remember po, mayroon tayong robbery incident dyan sa Davao the other day, no? Wherein a pawn shop was being robbed by 5-6 people, no? And one was already arrested hours before or hours after ang robbery took place. And dito po, I will share with you ang comment ni Mayor ng Davao tungkol sa insidente po. Tungkol sa insidente when he was asked by the local media dyan sa Davao, ano ang reaction niya po regarding itong robbery, pawn shop robbery incident that happened dyan sa Davao City. Dyan sa Davao City. Nandito po, let's listen to Mayor Baste Duterte po of Davao City. You hold on. Let me share this to you. Interview sa kanya po, reaction ni Baste, Mayor Baste.
Mayor, yun nga.
Baste Duterte, Sebastian Duterte. Nandito po, let's listen to this.
Mayor, is yun nga. It seems, no, people of Davao City, sa mga comments na nabasa natin, maraming nagsasabi na baka nga pinadala talaga yun dito yung tao kasi the suspect na nahuli, Mayor, is from Albuera, Leyte, not from Davao City. And yung most of the opinions ng Davaoenos, Mayor, is yun nga, baka sinadya pinapunta dito para manggulo just in time for the celebration of Araw ng Davao. Your comment in general, Mayor, on this particular incident?
Ang gusto ko sana, I'd like to sound unbiased when giving out my analysis of this incident. Ang tingin ko, pwede kasi rin talaga na, that individual na galing ng Leyte, he was asked to do a job here in Davao. O kung illegal man o ano, hindi niya alam, then doon dinala siya, yan yung ginawa nila. And it could be na sinadya, para, it's easy to pay. Madaling bayaran ng isang tao para gumawa and, a promise of a reward pag nagawa nila yung something, a criminal activity. Kasi sa gutom ngayon ng Pilipino, na sobrang hirap. But, on the other hand, gusto ko rin, hindi man gusto, pero there's a big possibility dahil ugok talaga itong PNP chief natin and the BBM administration is very lenient on criminals right now. Kaya, it encourages criminals to do these kinds of activities. So, expect talaga tayo but a lot of people are very displeased with the current peace and order situation in the entire country. So, kahit naman we're doing everything that we can to secure Davao City, pero if yung PNP chief magsasalita na ang droga pampagising, what can you expect, no? On kung paano mag-behave yung mga criminals type, no? It is very encouraging for them na nakikita nila na hindi talaga stricto yung presidente natin pagdating sa peace and order. So kaya makikita nyo may mga maraming pangag talaga sa Facebook. They're, you know, like videos na recording themselves and posting it on social media na nagsasampo sila. No, tapos pangag na uhuli. It's all documented. The media is there. A lot of crazy things are happening in this country right now, especially crimes. And yet, ayaw umamin nito. And, you know, like, ang masaklap lang, yung sinabi yung statement niya, which really is very disturbing kasi sa akin, kaya binabalik ko, because prohibited yung drugs eh. It should not come out of somebody's mouth, especially when you are the chief PNP. Kung gobyerno ka. Para kasing sinasabi mo, you're tolerating these kinds of activities and everything that, you know, is similar to those illegal and criminality. So ito, kaya may nagkakaroon tayo ng ganito is because lenient talaga yung ano. Wala ka mang narinig talaga ang presidente na threatening criminals. Wala talaga. Hindi mo mapigilan yung tao, labi na Pilipino, kasi gutom. Yung iba, wala na talaga, hindi nakapag-aral. Wala talagang ano. Kailangan mo, kasi may mga iba naman, hindi nakapag-aral, gutom din, pero maayos naman. So, you are treating or you are pinapabayaan mo yung mga tao maayos na lumalaban ng patas. And you are lumalabas kayo na you're protecting na noon hindi sa mga ano. But going back to the issue, it could go both ways. Pero isa talaga dyan, may nangyayari na ganun, it could be both. Actually, madali na lang makakita ng tao na ganun because alam nila na hindi naman talaga stricto yung ano, yung presidente. And then, pwede rin gamitin sa politika. We will never know, but those, yung both angles can go together.
Okay, yun po ang reaction ni Baste Duterte, ang mayor ng Davao when it comes to the robbery incidents that happened last week, dyan po sa Davao City po, sa pawn shop dyan sa Davao po, no? And sa palagay ninyo po, may puntos ba si Baste Duterte or ano? Kayo nang bahala po. Now, let's go to politics. Again, shout out tayo kay Marilo Pinto Joyce watching my program today. Good morning to you. Salamat pagi, salamat patang, salamat malam. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, Marilo. And also all our participants or those who are watching my program today. I would like to say same greetings to all of you. God bless us all. All right, let's move on. Sa politics po, no? Now, ang dami na mga survey, poll survey left and right na po, no? And some were saying they believe more on the actual survey or Kalye survey rather than itong SWS, Okta, and other firms carrying out itong poll survey para sa midterm election po scheduled on May 12. Okay, let's listen to one video clip that I recorded and it was posted sa social media po, ang Kalye survey. Kalye survey po. Let's listen to this po. Let's listen to this Kalye survey posted sa social media. Hold on po, ha? Mag full screen ba tayo? Siguro maganda din, siguro mag full screen tayo. Sandali. Hold on. Full screen tayo po.
Kanina pong team ang susuporter niyo
Team Duterte, Team Marcos. Ay, bakit po Team Duterte, ma'am, napili niyo?
Kasi si Duterte, nagdagdag ng pensyon namin. At saka, wala nang mga adik. Natakot dito mga adik. Natigil sila kay tuktukan man yung pinto. Wala na nag-adik. Ngayon, maraming adik. Kaya gusto ko si Duterte maging presidente ulit. Pero gusto ko Duterte. Nawag ako ni Sara eh.
Babol po ba kayo na i-impeach si Vice President Inday Sara?
Ang tinawag ako ni Sara eh. Ang gusto ko, huwag na nila i-impeach si Sara dahil hindi nanalo si Marcos kung hindi dahil kay Sara.
Ay, tama.
Kasi kami kay Sara, dala na namin si Marcos.
Ang naisip ko doon, pandemic, kung hindi si Duterte, kung sino-sino lang na naging presidente, paano niya pakainin yung tao sa Pilipinas? Hindi nila kaya eh, ayuda nga eh, pinipili lang. Pero si Duterte, ako nakatanggap ako ng, 2 beses ng tag-8,000.
Kay Duterte?
Oo, kasi
pero ngayon kay Marcos?
Ha?
Kay Marcos, nakatanggap ka ba?
Hindi piso.
Wala.
Team Duterte, Team Marcos po.
Team Duterte.
Bakit po Team Duterte?
Team Duterte, mayroong pagbabago.
Opo.
Itong Team Marcos, walang paninindigan, walang prinsipyo, maski mali, tinatama. Hindi pwede.
Hindi pwede.
Lahat ng mga Pinoy kailangan matalino. Huwag magbubo. Kaya kung bubo, ibuto nila si Marcos. Pero kung matalino sila, ibuto nila si Duterte, may pagbabago.
Sir,
Si Juan, Inday Sara, bakit?
Opo.
Lahat ng mga kasalanan bininta nila, fabricated, gawa ni Lisa, gawa ni Romualdez, Papaloslos, gawa ni Marcos. Si Marcos, walang paninindigan, walang prinsipyo, sunod-sunuran. Kanino siya sumunod? Kay Lisa, kay Tambaloslos.
Sir, sa magtatrapo.
Pero alam mo bakit ang disadvantage yan? Pira ng bayan, pinamimigay nila. Ginawasa yung gold na, pinipinta. At tanong saan napunta?
Ayan, tama sir.
100% saan napunta? Hindi lang nila sinasabi kung saan napunta yung mga papel ng impeachment. Doon yun, bayad sila. Number 1, yung Quadcom, bayad yan. Kung saan napunta, yung maingay, kapati sa Senado, bayad yun sila. Lalo na yung NBI. Siguro, hindi lang nila yung Supreme Court, kaya kabado sila ngayon.
Oo,
Kasi saan napunta? Doon sa gusto lang nakawin ng pera. Yung mga mali doon eh.
Ano po yung masasabi niyo na inano po ni Atty. Vic Rodriguez po na 65% ng ating budget po dahil po sa 2025 ubus na po, nagamit na. Wala na po.
Pamahagi na nga. Yung sinabi ko kanina, bayad na nga yun. Kaya nagsipipirmahan yun eh. Kaya nagawa yung impeachment na yun eh. Ito yung totohanan. Ang impeachment kasi, kasalanan ni Sara. Di ba sinabi na ni Sara, yung sinabi nila, how come nawaldas yung pera within 11 days? Totoo yun kasi ginipit nila. 21 na ng December nila binigay para maliquidate ng attorney niya. Ginawa ng paraan para hindi masakay for the following year. Kasi makaga ng following year kung pabutin pa nila ng sunod na tao, di ba?
Tama sir.
So, yung sinasabing 20, wala mang nangyari. Sana yung 20 natin hanapin, wala umukita. Video mo nga yan.
Ayan, no?
Saan yung 20 dyan?
58, 55, 48,
Wala talaga.
50. Tapos sir, yung budget ng PhilHealth, di ba? Siniro sa
Sinagaw, inubos nila.
Opo.
Alam mo na kung saan nagpunta yun. Kung saan nag-process yung impeachment trial na yun. Kaya nagkatsat-tsat kayo.
Sabi nyo kay Rapi Tulfo.
Sinasabi ko, maging matalino. Kaya kung sabi niya doon, hindi kami bubo. Kung magpagkabubo kayo, ibuto ninyo, line up ni Marcos. Pagka maliging loko, maraming korupsyon, loko ng Pilipinas. Mismo yung mga NP, nagiging sa Quadcom.
Sir, isa na lang. Ano po ang...
Kanino po? Si Marcos po.
Ma'am,
Sa inyo, ma'am. Team Duterte, Team Marcos po.
sino po ba napipili natin, team ni Duterte, team ni Marcos. Bakit po si Duterte tayo? Bakit po yung team niya?
Siya ang pinakamahusay niya, Presidente. Magbigay po kayo ng isang sinasabi niyo po na magaling nga po mahusay si Pangulong Duterte. Yung nakatatak po sa isipan niyo na hindi niyo po makakalimutan, pati po sa mga bunyete niyo po.
Ayun. Tay, saan ta panahon ni Marcos tayo?
Duterte ni Marcos. Yung napupusuan mo, wala naman po Duterte po kayo. Bakit niyo po napili ang Team Duterte? Hindi pa ko napupansin. Si Duterte po, asato na tao. Sa inyo, ma'am, ano pong team ang susuporta niyo? Team Duterte, Team Marcos po, ma'am. Ito lang po. Team Marcos. At Team Duterte, Team Marcos po, pili lang po kayo ng isa. Yung napupusuan niyo.
Team Duterte o Team Marcos lang, ma'am? Pili lang kayo. Kaninong team? Team Duterte.
Kaninong team ang susuporta niyo? Team Duterte, Team Marcos po.
Sino pipili natin? Team Marcos or Team Duterte? Ayan. Opo.
Parehas lang yan, balik na. Team Duterte, Team Marcos po.
Parang isi-isiboy lang siya. Kahit yung Duterte, kahit kayo di ba vlog, alam nyo paano mangyari noon. Diba? Kahit sino ka, kahit polis ka, binabara ka ni Duterte, pinatawag ka. Kay Marcos, ano ginawa ngayon? Puro lang sa mic. Pagkakuha po lang, papatabi ka. Diba? Kasi mas muna TV. Duterte, pag malita ka, mumurahin ka lang. Kahit nagmumura yun, pero okay. Salita!
Okay, yan po ang Kalye survey. Dyan posted sa social media platform po, no? So, at least while waiting for SWS latest survey, ang Octo, at this now, you also have an idea kung kumusta ang trend ngayon tungkol sa mga dalawang partido, strong political parties po for the midterm election. Ang senador po voting for the 12 senators po, no? So sa Kalye survey, lumalabas po parang karamihan ng mga Pilipino, they go for the candidates of Team Duterte po, no? Team Duterte. And of course, I just want to remind and warn ang mga followers ko po, ito po, survey lang po ito. This is not the real result po of the election, no? Of the election. Ang real survey po will be on May 12. Malalaman natin po kung sino talaga gusto mga Filipinos, kaninong partido po, majority ba dyan sa Team Duterte or dyan sa Team Alyansa para sa bagong Pilipinas, spearheaded by Bongbong Marcos. Okay? So, siguro, let me read you one news article po, no? News article po regarding sa election natin. And this time around, let's talk about ang mga mensahe ni Presidente, si Bongbong Marcos, dahil ongoing na po ang kampanya, no? For the midterm election para sa mga senador. Okay, for your information, as the election season heats up, so does fake news. Sabi ni President Marcos, or si President Marcos warned yesterday po. In his new blog posted on YouTube, Marcos urged Filipinos to be more circumspect on what they see in social media. He said the new Filipino knows how to distinguish between accurate and wrong information. Along with the campaign are intrigues and mudslinging called fake news. These are everywhere, so we citizens should be careful. Marcos said in Filipino, we should be extra careful with what we read online. Despite the persistence of fake news and disinformation online, Marcos said he was elated by the number of people joining the campaign rallies of the administration BEC, Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas, in different places sa Pilipinas. The campaigning of our senatorial balls has started, so I am accompanying them as long as the schedule allows, the president said. One of the things I enjoyed about the rallies we go to is that I see those who support us in the alliance. They are real people, real Filipinos. They are not just keyboard warriors or trolls. They are real Filipinos, Marcos noted. Marcos said that the best part of the campaign is being able to talk directly to the people. Another thing that cannot be fake are the real testimonies of our countrymen themselves about the government programs, the chief executive added. Marcos has joined the campaign rallies of the administration senatorial bets in Ilocos Norte, Iloilo City, Davao del Norte, Pasay City, Dumaguete City, Bacolod, and Bulacan of Leyte. Presidential Communication Office Undersecretary Claire Castro earlier pushed for a new law penalizing those involved on online trolling. So it is really necessary to have a law regarding troll armies. It should have a penalty. This should be considered a criminal act because, as I said, it is like a syndicate, Castro said in a television interview on Thursday. This attorney Claire Castro po, no? Blogger din ito po, and now she is the Presidential Communication Officer, Undersecretary po, no? And if you remember, ito si attorney Claire Castro is against the Marcoses earlier, no? He talked about a lot negative things about Marcos. And surprisingly, many Filipinos are surprised now why he joined the group of Bongbong Marcos. We don't know po ang rason niya, but for as long as ang purpose niya of joining, despite bombarding the Marcoses, no? Before in his blogging channel, for as long as it is good for the people, then we have to support him or her. Pero if she's just taking advantage of the situation, then Filipinos are not stupid. Filipinos are not stupid po. Yan po ang how I read itong Undersecretary, a newly appointed Undersecretary for Communication. This is how I read sa kanya po. And let's hope everything will be okay and wala na mga below the belt issues ang mga politician natin as they lure or try to court ang mga voters po for their candidacy sa midterm election scheduled on May 12th. On May 12th po. So siguro hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin, and let us not forget that this is the second day of Ramadan Puasa dito po sa Malaysia, and maybe the third day sa ibang Muslim countries po or sa ibang parte sa mundo where our brothers and sisters sa Islam are observing ang fasting month nila po, which we call Ramadan Puasa. Let's cooperate, the non-Muslims, let's cooperate with our Muslim brothers and sisters as they observe, as they do their 30-day fasting. And for the Christian community din po, I just want to remind all of you that Lent period will start on Wednesday po, March 5th if I'm not mistaken. Ash Wednesday po. It is a day of religious obligation. It means that we have to attend a mass, no? To start our puasa din po, no? Our fasting month. Ang Ramadan puasa is 30 days while ang Christian na puasa or fasting period ng mga Kristiyano will be or will last for 40 days. So during the month of March and April po, let's join together and make this fasting month sa atin po, Islam and Christians. Let us make it a very memorable, solemn observance of fasting. So with this, siguro hanggang dito naman si Nico Fabian for the May or March 3 program natin po dito sa Nick Talk, Real Talk with Nico. Nico, once again, would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.